Hey family, welcome to the Courtroom Chronicles, Child of South Africa. Before we start, happy birthday Mdase, spoil yourself, buy yourself a cake, and blessings upon blessings. Let us get into today's topic. We are bringing an update about Olorato Mongale. If you don't know who am I talking about, I'm talking about the 30-year-old, young woman who was stolen from us in the darkest way possible. Olorato Mongale's life was a life of brilliance, and now she's gone. One suspect is dead, Uphila Makhanya, and one might be in Zimbabwe, Ubongani Mtimkulu. And a mother's final words have South Africa mourning. We are questioning things and we are enraged. So I want us to talk about this update and a little bit about what Olorato's mom had told us. Olorato Mongale was a 30-year-old powerhouse, was found brutally unalived in Alexandra. I will be using the word unalived because YouTube doesn't allow us to use some words, so the word unalived will be used a lot. So the main suspect, yes, Uphila Makhanya, his own mother tipped him off. Hey, mothers, I don't know what we're doing, hey? These days, we're doing very questionable things. So he was tipped off by the mother and was pewed down in a shootout with the police. Now, two suspects are on the run and possibly crossing borders. SAPS is still digging, and the evidence, there are quite a few things that they found, and I will be telling you just now what they found. So they found the crime happened here in Johannesburg, but they found a car in KZN. It had bloodstains, it had burner phones, and a trail of ID cards like it was breadcrumbs from hell. So a lot of women have come through. They've told their stories that they've had encounters with these people. So we are going to discuss that in just a little while. So let us get into the mother to daughter. When I was listening to the mother, it sounded like a love letter. Her mother didn't just raise her, she said they grew up together. I'm thinking maybe she got to Olorato when she was young, so they grew up together. That's what she meant. She says they were friends, they were partners in joy, and Olorato was fluent in French, saying that she learned French from grade 1. And she traveled the world. She wrote like a native English speaker and read like it paid rent. So she said also Olorato lived 60 years in 30 years because her life was cut in 30, but she really lived her life. There's nothing that she didn't do. That's what she told us. Olorato was doing her master's in ICT policy at WITS. And last week, she told her mom, the last week that they were together, she said she was there for 7 days. I don't know the date, but I'm thinking it's this year. That was the last time she had visited her mom. She said they spoke about grief and what if something happened to one of them, what must the other one do? So it was like a love letter. I'm telling you what you should do when that time comes. She says, Olorato said to her, if I die, mom, you must live. Hey. You know, this hits different now because now this has happened. And she also said, she added and said, hang on to the good memories. That's what Umamaga Olorato told us about Olorato. And also, she was a Rhodes graduate and interned at Times Live and taught English in Korea. So she came back and taught again at Rosebank College. She was a walking bookshelf. She said whenever she gave her money, the last time she gave her money, she went and bought a book. She was also forced to buy a bookshelf because she had so many books. She was a bookworm. And she also said she was her biggest fan and her business partner. So I love that about Olorato. She was self-aware, and she respected her worth. So she would tell her mother, if I write proposals for you, you better pay me. I'm an English native speaker, and she charged accordingly. So that is the beautiful thing that we heard about Olorato from her mom. Let us talk about the killer now and the cover-up. The main suspect, Upila Makanya, was pew-pewed in an apartment after pulling a pew on the police. His mom warned him. Remember, I said that earlier, that his mom warned him about the police coming and helping him to escape at first. So when I'm saying at first, I mean that after he did what he did here in Joburg, he went to KZN and he was hiding somewhere. So when the police arrived at his place, parents' place, the mother called him. So she's the one who tipped him off, so that when they got there 20 minutes later, they found that he's not there. We had this from General Mkhwanazi as he was being interviewed. This is whatever I'm saying, it's coming from the police, and we heard it from him, the horse's mouth himself. So he also said, General Mkhwanazi, that his dad owned the car that was found in the Durban panel beaters that had blood stains. And what the cops found when they found him in this apartment now, where he was pew-pewed by the police, where he was unalived, they found with him over 20 cell phones. They found also at least 38 ID cards. They said they will go through them because they don't know who they belong to. And he also had a safe with him. So wherever he was moving around, he had the safe with him. So who knows what was in the safe? But I'm thinking these cell phones and these ID cards were found in the safe. So he was moving with them. And this man, Upila Makanya, had cases here in Brakpan. It was a kidnapping charge. He had another case in Guamashu, a kidnapping charge. So he was out on bail, and this upsets me. This upsets me because now he's out on bail for kidnapping. Now it has turned into murder. And Olorato was murdered by this guy. So I don't know, this thing of bails, what are we going to do? So he confessed to the person that they pew-pewed him in his apartment. General Mkhwanazi told us that he would rent out the car from this guy. So when he got there, this guy is a gospel coordinator, and this is a plot twist, that kept him fed and prayed with him and had it all. So we don't have a confession from the suspect himself, because now he was unalived. But he did tell this guy what he did here in Joburg. And he also saw him from social media. That's why he didn't let him go. So this is the car. They found the car and all these cell phones, and this is part of evidence. So now he wanted also to end his life, the suspect. So instead, he was unalived by the police when he resisted when they got there. So now let's talk about the fugitive. The two accomplices that were busy driving him around, they've been taken into questioning. And also the one that fled to Zimbabwe, because now we are hearing the story from this guy who was in this unit, in this apartment where he was unalived. They said they will get a statement from him. General Mkhwanazi told us that the others helped him to escape, and over 90 people have come forward claiming they recognize these suspects from other crimes, and most of them were ladies. They got over 90 calls because they did say that they're looking for them and they should hand themselves over to the police. So this is just not a once-off tragedy. I'm thinking there are other things that we're going to hear. This smells like a pattern and a hunting ground. So we don't need another hashtag. That's what I'm coming to say. We need justice, and we need systems in place to protect women so that they don't turn into statistics. And we need mothers and daughters. Like Olorato's mother gave us gave us advice and said we must have a tight relationship with our daughters, and to never again to be separated brutally like this with our children. So we need that system in place. And yeah, this is the end of the video. And please share Olorato's story, say her name. Let's demand that the SAPS prioritizes femicide cases like this, to not give people bail and then they go and commit even a greater heinous crime than the one that they were arrested for. So because now we lost brilliance, like Olarato's brilliance. And yeah, let's not let her name just go out like that without leaving a blaze behind. So if you liked this, please continue to watch, hit that notification button, subscribe, because a lot of you are watching but you are not subscribed. And with that being said, until next time, God bless you.